Hey you Dungeon Masters! In this video we'll be going over some random encounters you can use in either woodlands or forest areas. Feel free to use them in your own campaign. I hope they give you inspiration. You might even want to change certain elements of it to fit in with your own campaign. So let's roll right into it. Number 1. Damsel in distress. As the players traverse the forest filled with lush trees and ripening fruits, they hear the distressed calls of a woman.
Oh no, my horses!
Horse hooves can be heard echoing through the trees until there's a sudden whinny and then silence. Moments later, the horses bolt past the players. Will they try to stop them, calm them and return them to their owners? If they approach from where the noise came from, they will come across a ruin of an expensive looking carriage. It's clearly been run off the road and damaged. It's laden with fine bags and sturdy trunks. It looks like the driver's been knocked out, probably from a low-hanging branch. He's bleeding and unconscious just a short way from the carriage. You can hear the muffled cries of someone from inside the upturned carriage. The door she's trapped behind seems to have a noble crest on. This looks like a job for some heroes, or an opportunity for some less heroic. What will the players do? Will they attempt to track down the runaway horses and return them to their owners? Will they help to free the trapped woman from inside the carriage? Will they assist the injured driver? Can the players help recover the carriage? If not, will they offer to transport the goods? They could offer to escort the noble lady and her driver to the nearest town. This may delay their own journey. Maybe they advise that they'll go on to the nearest town and send help if they can. Or the players could rescue the horses and disappear off into the woodland with their new beasts of burden. Whilst the noble woman is trapped and the driver unconscious, they might want to loot some of the chests. If they're especially greedy, they could free the noble woman and then take the jewelry she has on. They should be able to fence it off at the next town over before the noble woman can get there. The players have so many options, but what will they choose? Their choice will determine the outcome of this encounter and potentially shape their future in this world. They may meet this woman again in a town that they visit. It might even be her that they needed to speak to in regards to their quest. Based on their decision of this encounter, it will depend on if she would help them or hold a grudge. Number 2. Hide and seek. As the players continue to travel through the woodland, the branches up ahead interweave, blocking out more and more light as they continue. The canopy is dense, as each tree fights for its own space in the sun. A slight hollow knocking can be heard overhead. It appears there's part of a ladder that's knocking against one of the trees. On closer inspection, the ladder is attached to a ramshackled structure up in the branches. The treehouse looks like it was built long ago. Vines and creeper plants have encroached, using it to grow further. Mother Nature is clearly trying to claim back her space. If the players make their way up into the structure, which is 50 feet above, they'll find a medium-sized treehouse. It has one main room filled with broken furniture, such as a bed, table, chairs. Leaf matter has been cleared, and branches broken to make space. There's a small amount of dried fruits and cured meats, showing that someone was here, or planned to be here, for quite some time. There's a few things of note. A journal lies open on the rickety old bed. The perceptive could detect the faint smell of iron on the air. If they read the journal, it will be a diary from an explorer who heard of a creature who stalked this land, one with amazing abilities, wanting to investigate if the stories were true. Surely a creature who could easily blend in with the surroundings would leave some kind of hint or evidence of its presence. As a DM, you have a number of choices of how you handle the situation. Do you want the players to seek out the beast or the hunter? Either option could lead to a journey through the forest using tracking, survival, or even nature checks. You could even have the faint smell of iron be a blood trail to be followed. An invisible creature has been analysing the players as they move around. It now decides to strike. The creature could be something from the Feywilds, like a displacer beast, or it could be an invisible stalker. So how will the players decide to get up into the treehouse? Will the players be able to get the rope down? Will they climb up the tree? Or will they be able to come up with some creative other option? If they thoroughly search the room, they might find other elements that the journal writer left. If they search the old backpack in the treehouse, they'll likely find rations and other explorers' equipment, such as rope, pitons, torches, and even healing potions. Could it be that the creature is actually tracking the players as soon as they investigate the treehouse? waiting for the perfect opportunity to launch an ambush. Especially perceptive players may spot the creature stalking them. This may lead to a counter-strike.
Enemy spotted.
Either way, this gives a lot of fun to be had in the forest. Number 3. Blowing bubbles. After days of trudging through the forest, climbing over thick branches, and walking through sharp brambles, the players are tired, dirty, and could really do with a tavern for a good meal and maybe even a wash. Up ahead, the trickling sound of water can be heard. There's a delicate smell of fresh flowers wafting on the breeze. The woodland begins to thin out until the players step into a clearing. What the players see is like something from a painting. A sturdy rock formation with small springs at different levels flow into each other until it lands in one large pool on the ground. Steam can be seen rising from the water, with bubbles coming through the cracks in the base. Beautiful fragrant flowers are abundant in the area. Clearly the mineral-rich water has enriched the soil, encouraging the plant growth. When the players approach, the water will be warm. If they decide to take a dip, the warm waters and the fragrant smells will help relax their muscles and ease their cares away. The question for you, DM, is, do your players deserve anything nice? This could be a relaxing spring where players get to relax, recover, recuperate, and even get clean. Maybe they could camp here and get a good night's sleep for once, before going on with the rest of the travels. It might be the nice before the bad. Or are your players naughty minxes that don't deserve anything nice? If that's the case, you could have the bottom of the spring littered with bones from unsuspecting adventurers, relaxing in the pool only to pass out from poisonous gases released from the little bubbles. Something could grab the leg of one of the players, dragging them underwater, trying to add more bones to its collection. Is the spring itself more like a pitcher plant, luring the adventurers in to let the digestive juices do its thing? I'll let you decide which option you choose, but let me know in the comments below which one you pick. It'd be interesting to see how many naughty or nice player party there are out there. Aconite, if you are listening, we're not naughty minxes and we deserve a spa day. Number 4. Embers. Whilst making their way through the forest, a light snap and crackling of a fire can be heard off into the distance. Upon investigation, it seems there's an abandoned camp nearby. As they approach the fire, there are 2 sets of drag marks in the mud leading away into the darkness. Players could follow this until they come across a cave. Inside could be bandits holding 2 people captive, or it could be a wild beast who's just finished their dinner. If you go with the bandit option, the players could overhear them talking about ransoming them off in town, or trying to gain secrets from them. Are the prisoners people of importance who might fetch a pretty penny? Or could they be astrologers or prospectors seeking riches in the cave? Maybe even researchers seeking different plant life rumoured to cure illnesses? What will your player party do? Will the players decide to take the camp for themselves and turn in for the night? The fire's still lit, so it wouldn't take much to get it going again. Will they follow the drag marks off and investigate further? Will they help the travellers by defeating the bandits or beast? Or will they try to silently leave and not cause any trouble? If the players manage to rescue the prisoners, maybe they could offer a discount at the local merchant store. Or perhaps they'll share some of their recent findings with them. They may give them a map to a hidden cache that they saved for a rainy day, leading for the players to go on further adventures. Number 5. Comet Strike. Whilst travelling through the forest, there's a rare break in the canopy above. There's not a cloud in the sky. Within moments, something large can be seen blazing through the sky at high speed. Is it a shooting star? Seems a bit too close for that. Soon, there is a mighty impact off to the south, and with it, the light slowly fades. Thick black smoke trailed behind it. It looks like it didn't land that far from the players. As the players head to the site, they'll feel the heat as they get closer. It appears the impact destroyed trees, moved stones, and dispersed soil. Everything has been flung away from the impact site. Some especially resilient trees that weren't blown over now stand alight due to the heat from the crater. As the stone cools and the players approach, they'll see a large black obsidian stone there. They'll see that there is something swirling inside. And was that a whisper that could be heard?
Release me!
Will the players break open the stone and help? Or will they leave whatever is in there locked inside? Now this is up to you as a DM what you want to have inside. Could it be someone escaped a different plane and needs help from their prison? Or was this person cast into the sky by an evil mage? Perhaps it's a great evil or demon who's escaped its prison in the stars. As a DM, you get to choose if this turns into a fight or a rare opportunity, but either way, it should be extremely unique. Aconite says if he was running this encounter, he would have it be a great demon that if the players released would thank them for their service, and as their reward would spare their life, before flying off into the distance. Their other reward is that the prison might contain star metal inside that could be forged to make weapons or armour. These could be the same things that could take down the demon later in the campaign. Ooh, foreshadowing! Number 6. What's that buzzing? The players wander through the forest when they hear a faint buzzing. They come across an area that has extremely large hives, including ones blocking their path. These aren't just normal hives. These are the size of small cars. Or carriages. Carriages or wagons. Giant bees or wasps have decided to create a home here. Will players try to find another way around, or will they push through? If the insects feel threatened at all, they will start attacking with their stingers, filled with virulent poison. This will be an interesting fight, as whilst the monsters might not have that many hit points, there will be a large number of them, and they can fly. If you're a new DM, please don't throw hundreds of monsters at them, just because they have low hit points. Maybe put them in waves, just so the players aren't truly overwhelmed. If the players do defeat them, they can then search the hives afterwards. If you use giant bees, the players might find royal jelly, or even premium honey. There will also be enough wax to make hundreds of candles. If you pick giant wasps, maybe they could find marmite. Wasps make marmite, don't they? Right? Number 7. Ancient ruin. As players stop by a fast-flowing river to replenish their water in their water flasks, they see that the riverbed has been pushed back with the recent rainfall, and they can see part of a ruin. Following the direction of the stones, they're led up a hill where they find the main structure of the ruin. It looks to be a shrine or even a tower from the distant past. Large stones scatter the ground. Inside there are a number of sealed pots and even a broken statue laid on the floor too. For the perceptive players, they'll see faint rune markings on the stones and the statue inside. If the players touch any of the runes, they will release the magical trap, bringing the ancient guardians back to life. The stones will begin to assemble into stone golems, and the statue will rise to defend the building once more. Can the players fight and overcome the guardians, or will they flee the land? If they manage to defeat the guardians, and then decide to open the sealed pots, they'll find rare alchemical ingredients inside. Perhaps this was an alchemist or even an enchanter's tower. Perhaps an enchanted scroll case can be found, one that has a rare potion recipe inside. I hope these encounters have got your creative juices flowing. Let me know in the comments below which encounter you would mostly use in your campaign. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to know when our next video goes live. As always, if you're feeling very fruity, you can support us on Patreon. All the details are in the description below. So until next time, may your dice rolls ever be in your favour.